morning, everybody. You're like, I expected it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now?
A little nauseous.
I wonder why.
But no, I feel really good. Those last couple miles are so hard with those last bridges and then getting into the park with the hills, but I felt really good until then, you know. I felt really good until about mile 20, and then it just started to get hard, and
Yeah.
it's a marathon, it's supposed to be hard, so.
So what do you do in those moments whenever you do start to get a little, where maybe the wheels start to fall off just slightly? How do you make sure to keep your composure, keep putting one foot in front of the other, and then end up as the top American finisher?
I just try to focus on a rhythm, like listening to my feet hit the ground. I'd get a song in my head and repeat it to myself.
What song?
Forrest Frank was in my head a lot. It's gonna be a good day.
There we go.
It's an awesome song. I sing that for like the last 10 miles in my head. So, and then you know the last few miles, I was just thinking about all the people who love me and helped me get to this moment, and that makes it easier.
How excited are you to finish 6th, top American?
I mean, I'm really excited about 6th. I wish I really wanted top 5. I just couldn't quite find the wheels that last mile. But yeah, I'm really happy with 6th. Top American is a byproduct of just competing, and I'm really happy with that as well.
So did you run Chicago?
I ran the first 12 miles. Yeah.
So were you surprised you were able to turn around in 3 weeks, or did you know the fitness was there?
Well, I think I knew the fitness was there. I was really sick leading into Chicago, and so I just needed to get over that, get recovered, and then I was fine.
Is this your first time being first American in the major? Or?
Yeah.
So, I mean, age, how old are we now?
I'm 38. I mean, Emma's 44. As long as she's on the start line, I'm good.
So now, what was your main mission for the day going into today, coming off of a race like Chicago? How do you make sure to keep the game plan intact when you might have not necessarily had something go to plan in a race just a few weeks ago?
Yeah, mostly I just wanted to feel it out. I just wanted to see how I felt getting into it. I wanted to get right in the middle of the pack and feel the energy of the pack and the other runners and then the crowds too. So I just really didn't have much of a game plan. I had a very loose race plan, and yeah, I just wanted to feel it out, see how it went.
Do you feel like that kind of helps you to stay focused on really just staying in the moment, running the race you're in, instead of getting too overwhelmed by the overall picture?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I knew the race would get going after 16, but until then, yeah, just focusing on where I was in the moment, that definitely helped me get to the end.
Well, also speaking of being in the moment too and where you were kind of by yourself for a good chunk of that time too. You dropped off, but you still held on clearly.
Yeah.
Whenever you don't necessarily have anybody to chase, and whenever you don't necessarily have anybody behind you that's chasing you, how do you make sure to run your race and stick to a game plan? Because sometimes that makes it a little harder when you're out there by yourself.
Yeah, again, at that point, I just tried to stick to a rhythm.
Yeah.
Like, I just really tried to listen to my footsteps, my breathing. Honestly, at that point, you're kind of all out, and you're going the same pace. It just gets harder and harder. So, yeah, whittling down to the last few miles, it just
On a day like this where
Yeah, and like knowing that you did whatever you could in order to get to where you're at, right? So now, like, after you kind of settle down from the nausea, you start to take everything in and hopefully everything sinks in. What are you going to do for the rest of the day to celebrate?
gosh, well, I have to get on a plane. I got to get back home. Oh, my family.
my gosh!
My family couldn't come. My daughter raced the state meet in Colorado yesterday. So my family stayed behind and watched her. So I got to get back to them.
So you